They go back. They go for the melee racks.
Is that the real TB?
Oh, it is. Hesta Joe finds again. He stuns. He hits his BKB up, though. He should have Sunder. He wants to use it the last possible second. He does.
No Sunder.
Now he's just running away. He does Mantov. He will run away. Nine still alive. Finally dies. Has the Aegis, though. And it just feels like they're struggling to defend right now. And there goes the Venge. Still has the illusion. I would like if they just kill the illusion off, get it out. They won't.
Die back there.
Yep. What?
This is PL. Like, you can't kill PL and Huskar at the moment. And Terrorblade once again thrown up in the air by Hesta Joe.
Yeah, Hesta Joe is, I wouldn't say he had the best performance this game, but he had the best two plays, a.k.a.
his build. The real one. And I love that he's like kind of proving what I had hoped was correct.
No blink needed.
No blink, yeah. Just Vlad, get the auras. Help your team. Optimize damage output. Radiance is great because it's dealing with the illusions and provides mischance on everybody else.
Strong fight here. Spirit could quickly be crowned champions if everything goes right. Metamorph is up, though, as we can see. Yep. What's the most they can do? Telekinesis, lift back, domination, quick burst fire. He's down and out. No buyback available. This could be the beginning of the end here now. Spirit well-formed and polished as they finish out the Tier 3. Rax is now in jeopardy. What can they do?
Nothing.
Huskar is just going to go right for objectives, and I think Grant is actually right here. There is not much they can do to stop this impending doom. One lane left. Are they going to be able to do it?
Just keep blinding light them.
It is slowing them down quite a bit, but I just don't know if it means much, because even when TB's alive, guess what? No meta.
TB just got slaughtered, though. Click on the TB real quick. Did he have any? He has BKB, Manta. Couldn't do it. He even has the buyback, just short gold.
Oh my god, that was so good. He gets to disarm off immediately. They roll in. This is looking to be the end of it all. Buyback from Pango. Slayer almost dead, but look at this. Will-O-Wisp goes down. It is pulling him in. Doesn't matter. They're all just
Will-O-Wisp stolen.
Oh no, or Z for the team here. Glimmer there, but Ghostic will make it
out.
out.
Diagram. Stand in the middle.
We can't. Where do we go?
Well,
and
that's
it's
Megas.
They will defend one more Metamorphosis, but it's looking pretty damn good for the old Spiriters.
What a performance. The reverse all kill.
Yep.
Coming back.
And they just get out.
And this was coming off of a hard-fought series against Alliance,
that
too.
they lost.
Yeah,
like, they lost that.
And then they came in with 2 losses, and it was like, oh, all right, well, they're clearly tilted.
And I love
they
it,
played
too.
At best of 7.
NoPango, they're going to the major. They don't need this, but Spirit, like, they got fuck all to do for 2 months. They're pretty sad. They were so sad when they came on for the interview.
They got probably the most experience out of any team, like between these 2 events, and they went through the tiebreakers in the group stage.
And they've showed they're good, so.
It's like the perfectly kitted brew, though. He just finished off his Assault Kuros. He has straight auras.
They just call it. They know
it's over.
GG.
Congratulations, Team Spirit. You are the champions for the first ever and maybe only ever, who knows, not
Honestly,
Dota
though,
Summit.
Shout out to NoPango for just calling it and kind of knowing it's over. It's Game 5. They know it's late. They're going to show some respect. That is a classy move right there, Grant. Classy.
Huge shout out. Maybe a bigger prestigious event. You want to take all of your options, but here they know what's good, and that is Team Spirit on this day.
Yep.
I mean, Skeeter was 9-0-7. That game was like a 99.5% 0.5. You know, just throw it in.
Yeah,
what the hell does that even mean?
It was more than a 99-1. You know, it's like it's close to 100% 0. That game was over.
Oh yeah.
Why fight it out?
I got you.
I thought you were talking about like Skeeter. Like,
yeah, like how good is this performance?
No, yeah, because they couldn't even kill him. They knew they couldn't kill him.
What's this guy saying? Yeah, it
went over your head. I'm sorry, Grant.
Yeah, it's all good. I have a big head, so I'm surprised it did. But Spirit, they do it. I actually can't believe they come back from the 0-2 and. It is. I would give the MVP of the entire thing just to FNG, because if he's doing the captain, if he's doing that, he did a very good job during drafts. Actually, he changed their playstyle to NoPango's playstyle, and they just did it better. They did we got 4 heroes. We're going to run at you. Skeeter's going to farm, and he's going to own. Or the other game, Nine's going to farm on Medusa. They took NoPango's strategy, and they did it better.
Yep.
That is super impressive by them, and man, it is sad. NoPango, they look the best in this tournament by far. Day number 1, day number 2. I didn't think anyone was going to beat them, honestly. They looked untouchable, but with some good captaincy.
Yeah, anyone can be touched.
It was an exciting bracket, though. I mean, the group stage was fun. It was a good format, but the actual bracket had a way different path than we would have predicted. And I think we still got some pretty hype games, some pretty hype series. Definitely some blowouts in there, but overall, some pretty exciting Dota.
I think a lot of people coming into this tournament, too, thought Alliance was going to be the number 1. And then it's like, oh, NoPango is, but Alliance is number 2. And then Alliance just slowly started going down Jacob's ladder here, like falling every time. And what are you going to do? They ended up 4th, right? Yeah. Empire Hope, shout-outs to them for getting 3rd as well. They played very well.
Yeah, they were a bit of a surprise as well. They were also a pseudo last-minute replacement, not last-minute as in Happy Boys, but we had to also get another team before that.
Damn,
and Empire stepped
Happy
in.
Boys, just because they got last, you're not going to
It's
call them
Happy
Happy
Guys,
Guys.
yeah.
Oh,
You're
Happy
calling
Guys.
them boys. Dude,
My bad.
dunk
Well-
on him, Dakota.
Tell them what's good.
No, but Team Spirit, man. I don't know. Hesta Joe showed up, too. He actually showed
Yeah.
up these last two.
Yep.
What did he play in Game 3? Sorry.
He played Brewmaster 4-5.
Yeah.
It was the game they had.
They stomped.
They
It
had
was-
Wisp Luna. And
It was
what was
one
it?
Axe game, but that was the first game, I think, right?
Yeah.
It was a game they had Wisp Luna.
Okay,
Come on.
wait a sec. Oh, it's already up.
Centaur.
Was it Centaur? Yep, it was Centaur. So shout out to him because his 2 Panda games, obviously you dispel the TV illusions, easy to find the real one, throw them up in the air. All of a sudden, when you're Sven with God Strength, whose position 4 is doing the most damage, that's usually not a good thing, right?
It ain't.
So Hesta Joe, my boy, I would give him MVP the last 2 games, FNG of the total series. They all played great, though, so I don't want to choose one, even though I did.
I think I would.
like
I
it.
like Biver personally. I think that
yeah.
he was very quietly dominant that entire series. It just he was actually able to strut his stuff in the last couple games.
Yep, his Tusks, his Earth Spirits, to be feared, for sure. I assume we're going to be holding out a little bit for an interview. I think that there was a time for an interview. This would be one of them, possibly. He's asking, there's no word. We're only going to hold out for so long and then just have to assume that the boys are happy. I'm not sure what time it is where they are.
It's reasonably late. It's 3 p.m. Pacific, so it's like midnight 1.
I believe it's
later if they're
midnight or
natural.
11.
Midnight or 11?
It is midnight.
All right, we'll wait just a moment or so to see if there's word or not to give him a fair chance.
Biver had the most hero damage done on his team, so...
I'm telling you, Biver is the truth, and it's not just the way, like, he hits his spells right, he clicks his buttons, but it's where he's playing
On the
and
map.
the thinking. Like, I always
He was highest damage done for heroes
Yeah.
on
I
the team.
swear to God, Ziori.
it's similar to how
I just said it.
there's a
last
line about
Oh.
poker players. Great poker players, it's not about how much you win, it's about how little you lose. And Biver is a very good understanding of not wasting his life or his abilities. He'll hold himself back. He'll even let a teammate die if necessary. And just quick thinking. As a good guy, he's been working hard for 2-3 years. Shout out. Han trash, but on the rise.
And I know I asked a similar question like this before, maybe yesterday, the day before, but since it's the end now, what is it we could take away from this event that we have now to look forward to for the bigger, prestigious events? Maybe like hero picks or trending meta picks that we're going to get to see the big boys play and get their hands on. I could
wanna
start.
go first?
I'll
Yeah,
start.
you
I'm
go.
just like
We'll go down the line.
Earth Spirit's back in the meta, 4 positions back in the meta. Tusk, Earth Spirit, very exciting. Means we get to see like crit Earth Spirits. Fear's back on the 4 position, right? So we'll get to see Fear in those spots. There's a lot of very popular 4 Jarix. You know, all these people are just clutch Earth Spirit pickers, and I'm happy to see them again.
Yeah. I think to your point, it's very. I agree. I think the roaming 4 position is back. But what I would look for is like from a meta aspect, like the macro of the game right now. You've got to think about damage. I think that those last 3 games, Hesta Joe was able to pick up team fight items. Like he ended the game with Vlad's Radiance AC.
Yep.
And you have the side of Pango with Avenge going the support items, Pango going damage, but it's not something. You don't have enough damage. Straight up. I think that's what will win games. These heroes Dazzle and Tusk and Mag and Beastmaster, anything that can amplify the amount of damage you can deal, it makes it easier to draft because anyone can pick a core that does damage.
Yeah.
But there are very few that increase the amount of damage that hero will do. And because of that, I think your next up in line for meta picks are going to be stuff like Bloodseeker and Slardar.
Ooh.
And maybe even LC, but it's not the same.
Okay.
Bloodseeker
What about you
Slardar.
guys over there?
I would say Medusa, if untouched, will be first pick, first ban every single game, but she definitely, there's no way she doesn't get nerfed before the next
Yeah,
major
she's gonna
minor
nerf.
whenever. She is insane. Vengeful is a good hero, and, well, I think, I don't want to say 4 protect 1's back, but it is a meta heading that way where you get 1 big damage dealer and then you get 4 big team fight, and you just do your thing. That seems to be where the meta is heading, my friend.
I think heroes that can transition into mid-game and late game but also still get involved early feel particularly good. Like the Medusas, your Terrorblades, kind of the same logic. You got to be able to do stuff early on. You have to be able to contribute something if the other team is knocking on your high ground at 20 minutes or your other lanes don't go well. Anti-Mage, we didn't get to see him really at the end of the tournament because he had such a good showing at the beginning, but same thing. 10 minutes, he gets the right items now with all these early bracers or wraith bands or whatever you need, and you're ready to rock and roll. So anybody who fits that archetype is like Huskar, even showing in that last game that he can scale well enough. It probably wouldn't have scaled too much longer past that, but you can still fight around that BKB timing. Like, he's not just a laner, right?
True.
And his AoE disarm, very good versus these image makers.
You said ready for an interview?
Who do we have?
Oh,
Oliver.
Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Skeeter, my boy Skeet Daddy.
All right.
Yo.
Yo.
Hello.
Whoa.
Congratulations.
Congrats, bro.
Woo.
Thank you.
A long fought day for you. You had a series against Alliance as well before coming into this that went the full set of games. You had this full best of 5 that went the full set of games. You guys had a long journey to make your way through this, including the tiebreakers as well. I'm sure it's been an exhausting grind of Dota action, but I guess I'll ask the atypical question. How do you guys feel at the end of it?
Well, it was nice. The biggest problem for me coming from yesterday was that I couldn't really sleep, so I slept like 4 hours. Then I was supposed to wake up at 1 for the Alliance series, right?
Yeah.
So I put my alarm, like, you know, and I woke up, and then my manager's like, it got postponed for 4 hours extra.
Oh.
So I went to sleep for extra 2 hours. So I woke up so wasted without any sleep. We lost to Alliance. We were all so triggered. Then we lost 2 initial games against NoPango. Everyone was feeling down because, you know,
Yeah.
I told you, we are not
Who
feeling the
fixed
best. And then the IOLUN game came and everything just turned. It was like the best game of my life. It was so entertaining. So many inside jokes and shit. It was nice.
Well, I mean, you're just farming. Like, was that on a scale of 1 to 10? How easy was it?
What? 20?
Whoa.
Turns out, what I was saying, Skeeter, was like, of course Oliver can carry this because any idiot could. Would you agree?
Nah.
Nah, that was the Skeeter classic. Are you serious? You get an RTZ Luna that game, he's strong. Only Skeeter could do what we saw in that Luna game.
Bruh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So you do win
One
that.
out of 100.
Yeah, you win that game 5. I mean, any news going forward? There is going to be a little bit of a break for you guys, unfortunately. I mean, you win this one, but I mean, the minor and major, I know it's all that, but I don't know if you can say, are you guys sticking together for now, or is it, you know, hidden info?
Oh, it is hidden info, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh,
fine.
who's getting cut? Tell us.
It's hidden,
I-
Kyle. No
I can-
one is. They just won.
All right. Biver's the truth, man. You better stick with him.
I love everyone in my team. They are the best.
They are.
That's good.
And you.
Nice.
So what you play game number 4? Sorry, you did Luna, PL, and Void. You got to play 3 different heroes. You had a good time. What's your favorite carry to play right now? If you just had to play one hero 100 games in a row, who would it be?
Dude, PA, 100%.
PA. All right.
Yeah, you're so
my
fun.
God.
Disgusting.
You're gross.
What do you think about PL right now? Phantom Lancer, what makes a good PL game?
That every other carries banned.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
there
That's
you
kind of
go.
what we said. Yeah, that's what we said. We're like, who do you
like
even
it.
pick now? Like, you just want to pick the latest of the late game, and there's not many anymore, it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more like a lot of carries gets banned, so
Yeah.
you don't get to choose from that many.
You don't want to prioritize those carries early, obviously, either. So I guess that's just how the hand gets dealt sometimes. Well,
But there are like few heroes that were busted during this series, like the Medusa, this Earth Spirit. They are all kind of way too strong.
Yep.
Do you think? I think Medusa's definitely broken. Do you really think like Earth
Yeah,
Spirit's
yeah.
too strong?
Yes.
Yeah, he is for sure. The hero is insane.
Okay. Even though, so why did all the pros say he got nerfed when the patch initially came out?
the
then?
multi-stun, probably. Losing the multi-stun was the
They
big
don't
thing.
know. Like now you have fucking stun every 4 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this is
the
what-
big thing. That's what I think came to light is like, oh, duh, Rolling Boulder has like 4-second cooldown at level 4.
Yeah, you just max it, you know.
So it's crazy.
People are like, you know, you do like 4-1-4, but then they realize, oh shit, you can just max W.
Yep. Yeah.
So you got any
Heroes
shout outs to your fans here, Skeeter? Anyone?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I don't know, my family, I guess. Shout out to them.
Woo!
All right. All right.
Any ladies? No ladies
Spirit
to shout
fans
out?
or fangirls?
Nah.
What?
Full Dota, no ladies.
All right.
All
That
right.
That's
That-
Yo.
that's a boy.
This man's going somewhere.
Yeah, but I thought Skeeter was gonna say like free Aloha
Wait.
dance or someone. Isn't that
Wait.
like I thought you?
Hold
You're
up.
not gonna say
Hold
it?
up. Skeeter.
No, I don't care.
Skeeter, you could literally, there's a big void nowadays for a superstar high MMR carry to start streaming, right? You seem like perfectly positioned. You want to go play some Dota for 14 hours a day?
Nah, I enjoy more competitive Dota and just streaming pub stuff. That shit is boring as hell.
I would agree.
All right.
Good shit, man. Well, it's
There you
great. It's great to hear that, and it's going to be an exciting 2019, I'd hope for you. It's been a great round out of the year. Thank you for participating in the event. I know you guys were a little bummed at the start with how things were progressing for you at the back end of the year, but I hope this at least helps a little bit, all right? You guys are...
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Thank you.
You guys are doing great, and we look forward to seeing more from Team Spirit. Congratulations again. Let's give it up, everyone,
Yeah,
right
congrats.
now. Clap it
Ow!
up, Team Spirit.
You won.
Hell yeah,
You
man.
won not Summit, but an event that was in its spot. So
Yeah.
good job on that. Take care.
Thanks again for inviting us.
Peace out.
Have a good one,
Bye-bye.
Spear. All right, guys. Final thoughts as we close things out for our day. I think it's been good. We had to wake up early a lot of days for this coverage. It was a marathon of action. We did what felt like 10 to 12, 13 games every day.
And I loved every segment. I could cast Dota.
Can we just sing the Barney song?
No.
I love you.
We did it anyways.
You love me. We're a happy family with a great knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. I don't know how it goes.
With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Thanks, guys, for coming by and tuning in to Not Dota Summit. It was a pleasure. This is going to be the end of the BTS production road for the 2018 year. 2019 is going to be amazing. I can't say anything yet, but let me tell you, it's going to be an awesome year for Dota. All right? So take care. Enjoy your holidays, and pleasant tidings.
Deuces.
Thanks for hanging out.
Deuces.
Bye.
All right, we're
Out
not
on
getting too
PETA.
far down that one. We
I'm
got
serious.
production to help us segue into our very first match of I can't believe it's not Summit. I'm going to butcher that name every single time.
We're revisiting this topic.
Fair enough.
Animal conservation is serious, and if you're going to donate money, give it to
Give it to
someone
me.
else.
Give it to people who care.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
me.
All right,
That
we're putting
operate
that,
no-kill
we're going to put that up
shelters.
on the shelf right there. All right, and we'll get back to it later. We got our first draft underway. Andrew, if you'd like, you don't feel like you have to hang around. You know, we're going to do TriCast on this one, but obviously, folks, this is going to be a very flexible show.
I'll watch the draft. I got nothing better to do.
All right. Welcome aboard here. So what's new in Dota, right? I mean, we're pretty fresh into 7.20 now. We got, 7.20
E. We're
at this
E
point.
now.
We're at E now. You know, how many letters read on just let you know how bad the patch might have been initially and how many times they have to kind of fix these little things?
Are you saying the patch is terrible?
I didn't say, when I say
don't
bad,
like
I
the
mean
patch?
it wasn't at
Anyway.
the level that Ice Frog wanted initially. So, you know, he puts it out in the public,
Much time though.
and they morph it a bit. Now
like
we're
we-
on E.
Year and a half, to make it like.
Just when they have it perfect and
This-
just when we
yeah.
see new picks
Was
is
there
when they
anything
get rid of
in
it.
E that was too game changing?
No,
it's a
PA
bunch
got
of tweaks.
nerfed a
Still-
bunch, but
yeah.
they'll still get. I don't know. This has been the worst 2 to 3 weeks to watch pubs. It's
Yeah.
literally just Mag and PA. I've never seen a patch where it's literally the same two heroes. Sure, a hero can be in bounds, but we literally, if it's not banned, Mag or PA's first pick, and people
Yeah,
are just
so-
swapping in stuff. It's crazy.
The concept that's super strong right now is this idea that heroes that are strong in the inevitable team clashes around Roshan or objectives, but also have such a massive impact by just staying on map, right?
this guy.
So if I have a Magnus and you have somebody else, my team is just going to get more out of the map. We're going to have our lanes pushed better. We're going to be able to farm more, and we're going to be applying more pressure. And there's nothing you can do to counter that. It was the way Liquid crushed a few games at Epicenter was they would have they ran a Darkseer Timbersaw. And they just shoved lanes. And Na'Vi had TA Slark, they had to snowball, but all they're doing is killing creep waves on top of their towers, and Liquid's just running around the map doing whatever the fuck they want.
Still high value, I'd imagine, in the laning stage itself to be able to get to that point where you can assert your
Yes.
dominance and push things on forward. So,
Well,
got to set strong laners.
Laning stage feels more like this first box you have to check.
Okay.
You can't screw up so bad that your lanes get wrecked, but after that, it's just rotating. This hero is nuts.
I think this is the most broken hero. Even
Yeah.
more than PA. I thought he was before.
Yeah, I do
but
too.
he doesn't take damage.
Liquid first picks it, and then it was getting banned against them. No other team was doing it. Alliance is a big fan. They did this a lot. In the
Whoa.
qualifiers. Oh my god.
Didn't they do this during the
All right,
qualifiers?
Zoro,
You
you're
watched
back
this,
in.
right?
Yep.
All right, tag team Dota, baby.
I mean,
Game 1 techies. Let's go.
So no one Pango. They played this during the EU qualifiers, right? A little. They played. No, didn't they play it once and it got first banned every game after or something?
So what is it? Let's say you've been living under the rock and 7.20 just kind of suddenly comes out. What is it that's making techies viable again? I've heard something. It's the move speed is quite ridiculous on them, able to kind of.
Didn't he get 30 move speed or something? Base move speed. That's pretty. I mean, I think that's it.
I don't know. VP won a game with it, and then the next they got dumpstered in 18 minutes. I'm not sure I'm a believer.
I think the suicide lets you snowball at one of the lanes pretty
Yeah.
easily if you have a combo set up with it. Sand King is a
Sand King's
good
perfect.
stun. Techies is
Oh,
just
it was Wraith King Techies at
Yeah.
TI, right? Like, we saw that a little bit.
I mean, the AoE for the blast off is kind of bigger than you realize because we don't see techies in competitive that much. If you don't play him, you think of it as this really shitty spell, but if you have just one setup, it's almost impossible to get away from.
Yeah.
And what is it, a 5-second silence at level 1? 4-second silence?
It's 4 to 5,
something like that? It's a lot.
So what's the objective, though, for techies from that point? Let's say he's doing it in the laning phase. Is it like kind of what it used to be? He just takes over that lane, and then that lane becomes a dead lane for the other team, and they're forced to kind of work on the other half of the map?
I think that's pretty much it, right? Like, you usually go offlane, you just mine it up. No one wants to go there. Your tier 1 tower's up at 40 minutes because no one's going to that lane.
It's a bit... It's hard to explain because you kind of snowball. I feel like techies, if you're winning games, like, you would have won them anyway, if that makes sense. Because usually you're dominating your lane, you're taking the towers, and you make, again, you, like, turn the top side of the map as radiant, like a war zone. Like, no one wants to go there anymore. But because there's now, like, the beep sound when you get close to the mines, it's more about, like, threatening supports. Illusion cores, like, they just run the mines, blow them up. It doesn't matter.
How early do you get stasis on techies in competitive?
I've seen people go, like, the 404. Like, no stasis.
No stasis.
Yeah, until
okay.
9 or something.
Yeah.
I thought they did just buff something about stasis. I'm not too sure exactly what it is.
I think it goes up a little bit quicker now.
And
Yeah.
the root mechanic is just much stronger now as well.
Like, our shade can't get out of it. Yeah, root's just stronger.
It's kind of an early pick above the techies, so Alliance have some time to kind of figure out what they want to do and how much they want to actually build around the techies. Because that's the other thing is, like, how much do you want to value a NoPango techies that you have to suddenly...
Why pick it into Lone Druid? I feel like this is one of the hard counters to techies because you just run your bear around. It's not like you're going to be threatened in the laning phase too much unless you catch a bunch of stuns. This seems like when you see a techie, just look to end the game by 20-25 minutes, and it's going to be 4v5. Like it's not a real hero, and as long as you have some sort of vision for high ground with the sentry down, like you don't fear the hero at all. You can kill the remotes pretty easily.
Makes you wonder if NoPango should have maybe held off on the pick a bit. I mean, I understand if they picked it up a couple of times before that, you know, it could warrant a potential ban from Alliance, but at least you get an extra bit of surprise factor to it. Given that Alliance, maybe they're not the most versed against the techies, and there'll still be a little bit of an unknown factor there, but now they just have all the draft to kind of build around it. But here we go, Keeper of the Light. I didn't think I was going to have to talk about this hero so early, and but I have opinions on Coddle and 7.20 for sure.
Let's talk about first, when the hero came out, you thought it was going to be dumpster tier.
I played it around a bit, and I was definitely... Now, listen, I feel like I have the right to be a little particular about the hero. It is my namesake, essentially, and it's a hero I do play the most. You can check out my Dota buff. He's got like 400
Check
something.
me out on Dota buff.
It's not
pretty good.
Nothing else to brag about on there. Just I do play a lot of
Check him
Coddle,
out on
and I feel like
check me out.
on any level, and maybe more so to the people out there watching and on their level, you know, it's like the hero is definitely different than what he used to be. I agree. It was unfortunate that he was at a place where you kind of felt like you always needed to get the Ags to make him at his full potential. I think that that's a terrible base for a hero, and that should be changed. I'm glad that they stepped away from it. Essentially what it is what they have now isn't really too far-fetched, I feel, from some of the other supports with some of their toolkits and maybe being able to do it a bit better. Yes, it feels very strong. I still feel like there's a bit of a honeymoon phase with Will-O-Wisp. Eventually teams are going to learn to work around it. They're not going to just fight blindly into a Roche when there's a Coddle just outside. It's like now they know he's an anti-Roche hero. He's got a big ult. So it's like now I'm like, I like it a bit because when have I ever been able to be like, big ulti from Coddle? You know, that's hype.
True.
It's hype to have big plays for Coddle. But there's other heroes that do that stuff.
In Europe, the Ignis Fossis. Like,
dropping the fatty, you know.
There's a big it's so good.
I'm excited. So I'm excited about the new Coddle, but his Ags is dead. And then I also have opinions on Earth Spirit here. These are like my two boys right now.
Well, no, Earth Spirit's got like a game-breaking bug, though, where you can roll and then get stuck in place, and there's nothing you can do about it. And what? Do we have an admin here? What happens? If
what causes it? Is it random?
It's a weird interaction, I think, when you go over terrain or end up on like impassable terrain. Instead of getting like blocked down, you're just stuck in roll position.
Okay.
So if that were to happen, Dakota, what's the ruling?
I don't know. That's just
Play
like that's
He's
the
done.
game. Yeah, I
You
mean
know
it's
it,
like
right?
a victim of the game. I'm
Carry
not
a
too
TP,
sure.
I guess.
We let Twitch chat vote on who would have won.
Oh,
at that
yeah.
point.
We'll let them have the power.
And then
Wouldn't that just be
Money on the
Alliance
line
every
and all
day?
that.
It would just be Alliance every game.
Pretty much.
I think you got to give some more respect to the fans out there. They may have a favorite, but they're going to vote for what's right.
No, they're not. What are you sticking up or I've seen him. I know they're cruelty and hate. No, Earth Spirit. Everyone thought he got nerfed, but now I think like Crit started playing it in pubs, and people like started watching him and like, oh, this hero's good, and Crit's like, yeah, the hero's good. It takes one person, right? That's like a hero. It
well,
takes
he
one
was
person.
also a non-believer at the start. I remember we met on Twitch night, and he's like, oh, Earth Spirit's so bad now. And it's just because when you look at it initially, he loses his multi-stun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's completely gone. It's a singular. But the rolling boulder cooldown is so low.
Yeah.
When you max it out, it's 4 seconds.
And damage.
And you're going to do that 2 to 3 times every fight. And you're chasing into him every time you do it as well. It's really good.
There's so few heroes in Dota, and that's part of why I think PA was so broken. Like, obviously the damage numbers were nuts, but there's so little reach. Is such a valuable mechanic that not many heroes have in their kits, that the idea that you have a support that is threatening from so much further away.
Yeah.
It's like when Clockwork used to be picked all the time.
Yep.
It's because, like, you have to play so different when you know that this one hero can just find and kill you in like 5 to 7 seconds faster timing than another support would.
His toolkit is still very valuable. The thing is like, I don't know if he needs to be pigeonholed into being that support position. I think with this new capability of coming online with the rolling boulder early, you can put him back in the off lane. You can even put him in the mid lane. As a mid lane matchup.
But who's going to play him? That's the thing. Like, it's Weeha maybe. I don't know. His Earth Spirit's fallen off, though.
It's been a while. He'll have to shake it off.
That's the thing.
Weeha's got too used to the good life in Brazil, man. Like,
it's time to go Earth Spirit. No more Visage for you.
I don't know. That news came out about Pain Gaming. Is it the good life? I mean,
well, it's a good life for Weeha.
Oh, they lost.
I feel like NoPango have almost no control. Like, this Sand King better have some god tier stuns.
They like him and Ignis.
Yeah.
That's
and that's an ult. Like,
a 2-minute ult. Yeah, that's the other thing is like he's going to be categorized with those other heroes. Like, it's a big ult, and you better use it right. Otherwise, you're stuck with nothing.
You look at Alliance, they've got all this control, and now Zeus on top of it. I think it's a great pick.
This is my favorite dual core lineup of all time is Zeus Lone Druid. And it doesn't matter which way you build the bear. It's got great natural synergy with Zeus, whose biggest issue is like lack of like beef and tower pressure. And Lone Druid gives you both of those things, and the only thing he really wants is somebody to just vomit damage around him, especially with the new Spirit Link. You just stay alive forever, even as a range form Druid. And I feel like it's just so sick in this game. It crushes Razor, crushes TB. You're great against techies. You get the high ground vision and true sight if you ever go in Siege. Like, I think this is an easy walkover win for Alliance.
The vision game is sick, dude. Beastmaster, Zeus, Lone Druid with the bear.
And it's perfect synergy. Like, this is where the Earth Spirit comes in too, right? Because you have this 1+1. You go to any lane, you're going to find kills, specifically with that Zeus.
I think Ghostic's the best player in this game, though.
What? You're on drugs.
I think Ghostic,
you are on drugs.
I think Ghostic is by far the best player in this game.
Really good.